Yo, what is up, guys? So today I'm bringing you a different video. That's something you've never seen on this channel before, but I'm kind of, wanting to shift my content over because I personally am not playing PvP. I'm not enjoying it at all. So today I'm bringing you a Wizard101 content creators ranked video. I'm just going to preface this by saying, I'm trying to direct no hate towards any of the content creators involved. Please do not send hate their way from my behalf or on any behalf. This is just trying to spread positivity to the best I can and just kind of make content for you guys. So I'm just gonna jump straight into it with the people that I do not know. Now, feel free. I'm not saying that these people are not big creators. It's just me personally. I do not, actively search out a lot of content creators unless I know them personally from the community. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the people I do not know and the tier here, which is going to be, and don't shit on me for this. I genuinely just don't know some of the people here. Um, so I believe, yeah, that should be all for that. So I'm just gonna go down the list. I'm again, this is not trying to direct any hate towards anyone. I'm just going to be completely honest. So Alyssa, now I've known Alyssa for probably almost 2 years. I think a little bit over 2 years now. I've talked about her multiple times in previous videos I made before. One of the most genuine people I've ever met in this community. I've had countless discussions with her. Not even just Wiz stuff. I don't even see her as a Wiz person. She is one of my closest friends outside of all the Wiz community shit going on. Like, genuinely one of the nicest people. You have some people have their opinions on her. And that's fine because you can't like everyone. Just how it is. But in the spirit of honesty, Alyssa definitely S tier. One of the nicest people I've ever met. Blake, again, I've had a lot of conversations with Blake about PvP and stuff outside of PvP. I've never had a bad experience with the guy. Now, I don't know him great personally, but I have had a lot of conversations with him on Wiz. I've had VCs with him, and I've been a longtime fan of his content. Now, the only reason I'm not putting him in S is because he has not made Wiz content in a while, so it's unfair to say he's one of the best Wiz content creators when he doesn't really stream or YouTube or anything like that. But one of the best content creators that this game has ever seen, so that's the reason I'm going to put him in S, just because of the impact he's had on the community in the past, and just go with that. So Blaze Lifehammer now, one of the longest running technically was content creators, even though in my opinion I don't believe his content is genuine anymore. I don't think he'd speak up against the game if it was in a bad place. I think he's always gonna make w yes man content for Wiz, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm entitled to that, so I'm gonna put him in C because in my opinion, my personal opinion, even in his prime, he was not the reason he was in his prime. And I'm just gonna skip to that person. Zen Master Blue, I believe this is. Probably the best content creator this game has ever or will ever seen. He's going straight to S. There's no discussion about that. Bring back Zen Master Blue, like please, please, please. So this is Cheerval X, another one of the people you guys have heard about on my channel. For those of you guys who know me personally, you know that I've been, trying to get to know a lot of content creators, and Val is probably the person I know the best now at this point. One of my closest friends, if that's what you want to call it. I'm getting to know a lot. I'm not gonna get too far into my personal life, but I could make an entire video saying nice things about Val. Um, and that it really that's all there needs to be said. Instant S. We'll go put it next to Alyssa. It's only fair. Compass. Now I've known Compass again for probably about 2 years since I came around to start becoming more active in the community. Compass is one of the funniest people I've ever met outside of Wiz. He always has the funniest shit he can think of to say in reply to anything. He's not as active anymore, and I don't want to just dilute my S tier, but Compass is I can't even hear his name without laughing. Hilarious guy. So he's also going to be S. He makes great content. I know a lot of his videos today still get watched for his tutorials on power leveling and stuff like that. So he has to be S. And again, I'm not trying to dilute it, but I think those five are very fair to say. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, the next one is Dakota Earthhorn. Now, I used to be, in full disclosure, I used to be friends with him. He hated me because used to when I stream sniped one of his friends, and he hated me because of it. So he started making it personal lies and shit like that, as he's done with a lot of people I guess on Twitter. He went on kind of like a full destruction tour, kind of completely ruining his image. So I think it's only fair to say he's in C now, because not only does he not play the game, but he can't stop talking shit about it, and offers absolutely nothing productive. So he's going in C. Now this is Zeus Devo. Now I again have Zeus Devo is probably the person I've been in their community the longest. I kind of started the Wiz community off with his stream. He's the first person I found when I started looking for content creators to kind of join the communities. Um, Overall, all arching, he doesn't really play Wiz anymore, but he sometimes streams, and I have had my fair share of issues with him. But one of the people in this community I know the most personal, and I'm not gonna. I honestly can't say anything bad about him now. Me and him have resolved our differences, and that is all that really matters. I'm gonna put him in A just because he doesn't really make content for the game anymore, and I think that's a fair place to be. So this is Fairy Queens. Again, I'm personally am not. I don't watch her content. I'm not gonna lie to you and and tell you I do. Um, her as a person outside of Wiz is awesome. She's a extremely terribly nice person, and I can't make any bad comment about her as a person. Now, again, the only reason I'm not putting her in S is because I don't find myself watching her content, and I just don't really involve myself around in her community. But her as a person is awesome, so I'm going to put her in A. Now, next is Ferric. Now, Ferric as a person and as a human being is S. Automatically S. One of the nicest people I've ever met. He's genuine. He never really lets anger get the best of him, and he's extremely fucking funny. He is a hilarious guy, and especially now that he's stepped away from Wiz a little bit more, as some of you guys will probably have known. He did get married recently and is focusing on some real life shit, which is good. Everyone deserves to do that. He's becoming a lot. I'm starting to see more sides of Ferric, and I really do enjoy it. So Ferric is going to go in S tier because he is one of the best people I've met in the community. I think that's fair. I believe, now please correct me if I'm wrong, this is Formal Phantom. Now, again, he doesn't really make content anymore, and when he does, it's kind of just tier lists, which is not really something that I find myself watching. So, no hate to him, but I'm going to put him in C just because his content is, and this is all my personal opinion, his content is not really for me. I don't really know him as a person, so I can't comment on that. I don't really know this guy. I think his name is Froggies. No, I don't know him personally, and I honestly I don't even know his channel name, but I recognize his picture because I've watched multiple of his videos in the past, and I think he makes like iceberg discussion videos about certain things, which are very interesting. So I'm gonna put him in B just because he has good content, but I don't know him personally, so I can't comment on him any further than that, other than a few videos I've seen. Now, Gume, if a lot of you guys know Gume's story, and he's been around the community for a while. He has a pretty good following. Great guy. I personally, again, do not really watch his streams as much, but I've had a few conversations with him personally. Great guy, great story, very funny. It's just kind of a different side of community than I'm on, but I'm going to be putting him on the A tier. Now, this is Jacob Roseblade. Now, a lot of you guys won't know him, but I know him personally because I follow him on Twitter, and I had a personal conversation with him. I think about like 3 or 4 months ago. That was really funny, and he's a really good dude. He plays very interesting on Wiz, which is kind of like the reason I wanted to talk to him because he was so like interesting and stood out on Wiz. He's not in my opinion, he's probably not the greatest player, but he has fun doing what he does. He's a nice guy. Everyone has their thing, right? So I'm going to be putting him in B as well with this guy. And then again, another B is Kaiser Noah. Now, I again have never had a personal conversation with this guy. I've never talked to him. All I know is he makes a lot of content, which I can respect, but I don't really know him. I don't really watch his content, so I'm gonna put him in B. But I've seen his content in the past, which is why I'm not putting him in don't know because I do know his name. Now this guy I don't know who that is. I'm assuming whoever this is has an updated profile picture because this is kind of an old tier list. So I'm not exactly sure who this is. Now of course, you guys all know who this is. This is Liam. He's had a lot of I don't know the right word to describe it. He's had a lot of traction in the community recently. Things just going on around him that is some things that he caused, some things he didn't. So in terms of purely content, to be completely objective, as he loves to say, he makes decent content. I don't really care to watch PvP videos personally, but I know he's made videos on a lot of community stuff that's been going on. Can't say that without laughing because of, for those of you know, but Liam is going to be going in the A tier. I think it's only fair. Now, for those of you guys not know, because he is no longer around in the Wiz community as far as I know, and I'm not sure if he's going to be making a comeback. This is Lost Griff. Now, I have a little bit more to say on him because I've known Griff since he was, a streamer that streamed to one person. He had like 50 followers on Twitch, since ground one, I knew Griff, and I went into his stream, and I started to get to know him a little bit more, and I started to do networking for him. I would send out his link to a bunch of discords and get people to start going, and following him. And I feel like I've seen Griff in every stage of where he's at now. For those of you guys know, he switched to multiverses content when that game came out. Now I think he has since died down, but he is kind of, I believe he has signed to like a pro esports team to do content editing, which is fantastic. One of the most skilled people I've ever seen in the community, and I feel like I've seen like every stage of him, and I'm so extremely proud of where he has become, and what he's done with that, and I'm very happy to have been part of the process. So it's only right to put him in S tier. For those of you who watch his content or know him personally, he is a hilarious guy, great person to know, whether or not he plays Wiz or not. Just someone to know on Discord and be friends with. Great guy. This is Mega Mikey. Now again, I'm kind of the opposite of everyone else. I've never seen this guy's YouTube content ever. I've never seen his Twitch content ever. But I've had a few interactions with him in other people's communities, so I can't really be the most informed source on his content specifically. So I'm going to be putting him in the B tier, again, with these people who I know who they are, but I don't really watch their content, or the opposite. So this guy needs no introduction. This is Awesome the Sauce. Now, probably the biggest content creator in terms of active viewership in the community. So I feel like everyone's going to know who this is. And a lot of people ask my opinion on him because I have had my run-ins with Sauce in the past. I used to have kind of a checkered past, for those of you who know me or have seen, previous content of mine. So I've been very up and down with Sauce. I used to, we hated each other. Then we were friends. We hate each other again. Then we were friends. And, as of right now, we are friends. For every definition of the word. I'm not planning on changing anything because I don't really see myself going back to how I used to be. I feel like I've actually changed for the better, and he played a part in that. I'm very thankful for some of the members of his community directly for reaching out to me certain times and being super kind. So I'm gonna put Sauce purely because of the influence he has in the community in the S tier. I feel like it's disrespectful to put him anywhere else. He is the biggest guy in the community. He is the person advertising for the most part because he's the person who gets seen all over YouTube, regardless of people who watch Wiz or not. This is our guy. If you hate him or you love him, it's just how it is. So S tier for him. This is Ultimate Speedster. Now, again, I haven't really seen a lot of his content, and I haven't really talked to him a lot as a person, but I know who he is, and I've had a few interactions with him. I jumped into his Twitch chat, I think about a month ago, never having talked to the dude at all, and purely off just my name, he knew who I was. He started talking about my videos, which is kind of one of like the nicest things that people can like encounter. Other content creators can vouch for this, that having someone who you don't know recognize your videos is probably one of like the biggest confidence boosts, because you know that you're reaching out to people. So very nice guy. I'm going to be putting him in A tier as well. I think it's only fair. Now, I believe this is Taylor X Flame. Again, I think this is one of the Atmoplex people. Not really a community I'm very active in, but from all that I've heard, he is a very nice guy. I can't say anything about him, but I'm going to be putting him in B tier again for other people that I do not know. Now, I want to preface this again for those people who might miss it or listened over, that the B tier, a lot of the time it's just people that I don't know. But I know I've seen one or two of the videos and I've heard good things about them, so I don't want to just put them in don't know, because I do. Just wanted to clear that up. So this is TNT Tojan, I think, or TN Tojan, however you say it. I'm not entirely sure. Now, I've had, as I have had with Liam, some run-ins with her in the past. Not the best friends, but in certain times, I've seen mentions of my name from her that were kind. Again, I don't really watch her content, so I'm going to be putting it in B as well. And then again, sorry, I missed over this. I don't know who this is. I'm sure they are all nice people, but I just don't find myself watching their content. So that is all for the Wizard101 content creator tier list. Now, if you guys have any other tier lists you want me to make, or any other ideas for certain content, feel free to drop them in the description, the comments, or DM me on Discord. And that is all. I will see you guys in the next one.